How y'all doing? Welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. I'm your host, Dustin Singer Actor Lewis. You already know, sometimes I sing, sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea, but it's always going to be what you want and it's always going to be what you need. And listen, I'm coming back to you with another episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. You know, we're on season 16, episode 15. The episode was okay. It was an okay episode. You know, this is the chapter 3 for the rebirth. But before we dive into all of that, listen, if you are new here, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell button too so you get all of the alerts when I drop something new. Also, for those who are returning, thank you so much for returning. I appreciate you, fam. I appreciate y'all for supporting me on this journey that we are all on. I thank you. If you are new here, I appreciate you and welcome to the fold. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into it because that's what y'all here for, child. Let's get into it. All right. So, we know we still in Grenada, right? We still in Grenada having us a good time, baby. We having a cute little kiki down here to the Grenada. And, you know, we have a recap of the night before, and it looks like the ladies acted a plum doggone fool. It wasn't nothing holy up in that place. They needed some blessed oil all around there because they was acting a plum fool from what we saw on the clips. It looks like they had a good time, though. But, baby, it looked like they were shaking, lightly stirred, baby. A good martini. Looked like they were full of the good juice, full of the good liquor, full of it. But it looks like they had a good time, though, and it looks like everybody came together. So that's what we love to see. That's the point of this when they have these girl trips. We want to see y'all get back on one accord, and that's what we're happy that we got to see. Now, speaking of that, we see Angela showing up to Drew's, I guess, bungalow, house, whatever. She's showing up to where Drew was staying, and she brings Drew breakfast. Real cute. And, you know, they're rehashing the night before, and y'all, like I said, y'all know I love that dog on Angela. Angela was like, you know what? It was a good night. You know, when Shamia was going through her thing, you know, that was real sad, you know, that we saw her going through that. But I got to let you know, remind me to never sit by you again, girl, because your face was not working for me in that moment. Angela was like, I can't take it serious, Drew, because you over here, you giving all the faces, you making all the noises. She ain't making no noises, but you doing all the things. And it is not making her connect with this emotional moment. And to to Drew, I thank you. Because, girl, I was the same way. I was sitting here like, child, too much. Too much, Shaquita, too much. I couldn't connect with that. Like, Britt was doing way too much when it came to her trying to have a conversation with Shamia. Like, we get it. We get that you're trying to connect with her. And we get it, but we don't believe it. Let's put it that way. We can get what you were trying to do, but we don't necessarily believe what you was doing. Like, I'm with Drew. The Academy Award goes to Britt, baby, for the worst performance, because you were definitely acting, because that was not, it didn't come off. I don't know you. It didn't come off sincere. Let me put it that way. It didn't come off like it was sincere. But Angela, you had me weak when you brought that up, girl. But Britt, you were doing way too much, way too much. And show up for Shamia. You know, absolutely, a lot of the ladies felt what she was going through, as I think all of us, the viewing audience, felt that way as well. But, Britt, you put too much on it, and you still kind of made it about you as well, which, girl, that was unneeded. It was not necessary. It just came off super fake. So we're going to put it there. So, you know, they're talking about her and Kelly's relationship and it being a little off. And I think that all of us can look at that relationship and we can tell that there is something there. There is something that is going on with that relationship. What it is, we don't know. But there's definitely something going on with that relationship between Kelly and Britt. And we're going to kind of get a little bit of what's going on a little bit later. But it's something going on. So just note that, y'all. It's definitely something going on with their relationship. Now, we get our next scene, and it's Shamia, you know, FaceTiming her mom and checking on her babies because we know that her youngest daughter had a situation happen and she wasn't doing well. So Shamia's just calling to check in on everybody to make sure she's good. And it seems like her daughter is on, you know, the up and up. She's doing a lot better. I hate that Shamia's going through this. Shamia seems like such a good person. She seems like a sweet individual, and I hate that her and her daughter are going through this. But one thing that I would say is, Shamia, that's a strong baby. you have raised that girl, you still raising her, but you can tell that she is your child because she's resilient, she is strong, so girl, she gonna be fine. We're gonna keep her lifted in prayer. We're gonna keep her lifted. We're gonna add her to the list at the church. We're gonna have all the mothers praying over her, and she gonna be good to go. Now, after we leave that scene, we get a scene with Cynthia and Porsha. And Porsha pulled up this wicker hat. Porsha, I don't know where you got that hat from. I don't know how they let you get on the plane with that hat. I don't know if you picked it up in a Grenada. Girl, where you going with that hat? You can't see nothing with that hat on, girl. Porsha, you can't see nothing with that hat, baby. What you got going on, baby girl? You can't do nothing with that hat. That hat was too massive. It was way too big. But anyway, you feeling, say you like you here listening. She probably is. Hey, Porsha girl. But Porsha, she fills Cynthia in on how Shamia's baby is doing. And she lets her know, she's doing way better. She's doing good. And, we get a knock on the door. And we got Mess, baby. We got Miss Mess, Miss Shade Assassin herself showing up to the bungalow. And, Phaedra, when she stepped on the scene, she said, baby, I was late to the party. So I'm going to make sure I be extra messy. She going to be extra messy on these episodes. And that's what she was. So, she come in there. And Phaedra, you talking about you go to sleep to the true crime. Phaedra, you don't need to be doing that. That's not healthy. That's not conducive of your sleep, my love. You need to do better. Y'all had me a little Kool-Aid in this home. I can still taste it a little bit. It's delicious. But anyway, Phaedra, stop sleeping with that stuff now. You need to stop that. Now, I understand you got your stuff. You say you got your stuff and you ain't worried, but you do not need to be sleeping, going to sleep, listening to that stuff. Absolutely not. Even though I do love a good true crime. Now, if you listen, for those who know, I love a good true crime. That's what's going to be next on the docket. Y'all just don't know it yet. But me and my girl, we'll be bringing y'all something real soon when it comes to true crime. So y'all just be on the lookout because we coming for y'all with this true crime. We're going to jump into that lane as well. Anyway, so, they start having a conversation and they are talking about like all of the things that took place. And when Phaedra was talking about, Angela, I just feel like she just like a school teacher, the way she gets to talking to you. The way Phaedra words things, it's so funny. Like, and I feel like sometimes she's so serious, but it is the funniest thing ever, like hearing her try to come up with different things. When she was talking about Britt and Shamia, and she was like, we all got Rolls Royces. We all got, she said, baby, that's the Atlanta African starter kit. And let me say this, if anybody could add me to the list of the Atlanta African starter list, please add my name on there. Dustin Singer Actor Lewis, please get my name on the roster. If I have to move, I will. Please let me know what I need to do to get on that list. That list sounds lovely. I could use me a good Rolls Royce. My car is paid off, so I'll take another one. As long as I ain't got to pay for it, that's fine with me. I'll go ahead and I'll take it, baby. Y'all add me to it. What y'all say we get some, what else we get? A bust downs. Now, I thought a bust down, I'm with Cynthia. I thought a bust down was a wig. A bust down middle part. I didn't know a bust down was when it was dripping with diamonds. I don't know if they older than me. So I don't know where that came from. I don't know if I'm with the younger girls or if I'm in between and I just don't know what's going on. I'm going to say I'm in between and I just don't know what's going on because I thought a bust down was I wish I had a bust down. I'll throw it on for y'all real quick. A bust down, just a bad middle part, bone straight to the floor, a good 47-inch, no bang, bust down. Bust down. That's what I thought that was, but apparently I was wrong. But child, Phaedra and Porsha had to let us know. Now, where it got a little, oh, no, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So they start talking about, because Phaedra said, baby, she got some tea. She said, we ain't even worry about what Britt and Shamia had going on. Let's talk about what Britt and what Kelly got going on. She said, shortcake, a Lil Debbie, whatever she called the lady. She said, baby, she dropped some tea, and she said, apparently, Lil Debbie and her shortcakes told Britt that, she can't use her stylist and stuff no more. And I feel like that's really what the issue is between them. I feel like Kelly is feeling away. And I've seen people online being like, you know what, I can understand, like, we on the same show. I don't want you to use the same glam squad that I'm using for the same show. Two things with that. I've seen stylists dress a lot of the same ladies for the reunion. I've seen a lot of these stylists work with multiple women, and I can understand not wanting the same as somebody else because that can be a conflict of interest. And two, you don't never want them to have an outfit that's similar to yours, right? I think, Kelly, where you kind of mess up a little bit here is you offered them to her. And I think that she was like, oh, you offer them to me. I like the service that they're giving me. Let me just go ahead and bring them on for a time. So I think that that's kind of where it came from. And I'm going to say this. Y'all was too cool from what y'all gave us on the show to even let something like that happen. Like, letting a stylist situation come in between y'all, girl, y'all were way too cool. Way too cool for that. So I think that it's just a conversation that needed to happen. And Kelly, I think that I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just think that you should have just had a conversation with the girl if you felt a way about it. Which they do have a conversation. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Now, Phadre called them the fake freaking frack. That was hilarious to me. And I just have, again, Kelly, you offered Paris to the girl. It's kind of on you too, baby. It's kind of on you too. I can understand, but it's kind of on you. So, we started talking about, Cynthia's love button. And I didn't understand why we were talking about Cynthia's anatomy. It was a little confusing for me because, Cynthia, you too old to be talking about this. Okay? You was too old. And I'm all for liberation. I want y'all to be sexually free. I want y'all to do all the things that you feel like you need to do. As long as everybody is willing participants and everybody's of age, okay? But Cynthia, I just didn't need to know that about you. You auntie Cynthia, and we just don't need. Oh my God! Speaking of aunties, never mind. I'm not finna. Never mind. I had a funny story that I was gonna tell y'all, but they might watch this, and I'm not gonna do it. Let me just move on to. I'm gonna move on. All right, so. Child, after that scene, we finally get a sit down or just a conversation between Britt and Kelly. So Britt shows up to Kelly's place and she goes over there to talk to her. And, they kind of rehashed the night before. And, Kelly has an emotional moment because she talks about her divorce and her just going through that situation with her divorce. I'm not laughing at that. I'm still laughing about, I wish I might do like a little story time or something and tell y'all about this situation because it's quite funny. Anyway, so she's talking about her divorce and, she gets emotional just dealing with that. You can tell that this man is really putting her through it. And I hate that she's going through that situation. And I think that her going to Grenada is a good escape for her. And we love to see her be able to kind of let her hair down and have fun with her girls and with people that support her. Now, after she did that, Kelly kind of asked her, like, well, Britt, how are you feeling about the night before? Outside of the Shamia situation, and she just kind of lets her know, not the crying part, when they get back to the bungalows or whatever, when they were at dinner. And when Britt said, she felt like it was passive aggressive, she felt like the energy was passive aggressive, and she's wondering if it was about the donations or if it was something else. And I feel like, Britt, that's a very valid question because it's a mosquito in here. Oh my gosh. Where did that come from? So, excuse me. Child, I'm finna get bit up. So, we see them having that conversation, and the thing about that particular situation that was a little weird. I understand, the donation piece. I understand that we're frustrated because she could have donated more. Yes, she could have. But when y'all have had a conversation with her on the side, and then y'all are bringing it up in a group, and then she's asking if you're talking about her, and you say that you're not, but you are, it's a bit weird. And it's okay to as friends, it is okay for you to be frustrated with each other. It is okay for y'all to get on each other's nerves. It is okay for y'all to have like moments of tension. As long as you can have conversations and you can navigate through it to get to the other side of it, that's where the true friendship, that's where the work comes in. All right, y'all, I'm back. I had to get that mosquito on up out of here. So where were we at? We were talking about the friendship and Kelly and her having a conversation. So, yes, as long as you can work through it and get to the other end, you should do that. I can understand where Britt is coming from when she's like, listen, Kelly, you and Shamia are building your friendship. Y'all are good. Y'all are friends. But you're supposed to be my girl. So if Shamia's having an issue and you feel like she's having some issues with me as my friend, you should come to me and talk to me about it on the side. It seems like them and Britt and Kelly are having kind of similar issues that Shamia and Porsha were having. Just, I don't know why these friends are scared to have these conversations. Just talk to each other. Y'all are girls. Just have that conversation. And then, Britt brings up the conversation or the situation with the stylist, and I wish Kelly, it's an issue for you, but I think the thing is, this is something too. As friends, we sometimes will overextend ourselves for the other person when they're going through something. If you do that, allow them the time, or you gave Paris to her. And I'm not saying you gave them to her, but to her. But you offered their services, your Glam Squad services to her. Now she's starting to use them. And then you made the reference like to the gynecologist. And I'm like, let's say my general doctor that I go to, right? I recommend them to people. So I feel like that wasn't the best analogy. I don't and maybe just because I don't have a Glam Squad and I'm not in a position to necessarily need one. I don't get it, but I can understand for certain aspects. But to the point when you start introducing them and you start blurring those lines, and then now you're mad because they're using them, I don't know. It's hard for me to side with you. Like I get it. But it's still hard for me to side with you because I'm like, well, you offered the service. Like, you should have said, well, hey, I only want you to use them for this if that was the case. Like, hey, I'm offering them as this one-time thing, but please don't use them any time after that. That's what you should have done, in my opinion. But, child, that's just my opinion. It is what it is. So we see the ladies getting ready to meet up at the pool, and everybody looks great in their bathing suits. I loved it. We see Drew come out. Her and Porsha have a little exchange because, we see Porsha over there in the grill. Now, Porsha, we not really known for your cooking. You not known for your cooking. You known for body. You known for sheets. You known for pools. You known for, hair. You known for scamming. Just kidding. I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm just playing, girl. You don't scam people. You known for stuff like that, I ain't know if you'd be on the grill, but if you cooking good, girl, we love to see if you can cook. We would love to see it. Now, Drew, we see you having a conversation with Kelly and Shamia, and y'all are rehashing things, and y'all are saying, hey, we just want to stay here. We want to stay in this good place. We've been good. Let's try to stay in this pace, in this era that we're in, of just being good with each other and having that good energy. And I love it. That's all it took, was just somebody just kind of putting their differences aside to be like, hey, girl, we good. We good. Like, it ain't that deep. We good. Ain't nobody got to apologize. I see you. We see each other. We good. That's all that was needing to happen there. Now, everybody's asking Kelly where Britt at, because that's your girl. That's your ace boom coon. Where she at? Where she at, little mama? Where she at? We looking for her. And you can't produce her, so we like, where she at? Now, you say you didn't know, and we can tell that there is cracks in that friendship. We can definitely see it. They are starting to rear their ugly head. Girl, y'all better fix it, because we can definitely see there is something going on there. Now, as they're asking about her, we see the chairman of tourism for Grenada. He shows up. Y'all, that man is very handsome. He is a very, very, very handsome man. Do I need to move over there? Do I need to move over there because the prime minister fine? The dude over tourism is fine. The men over there shaking for the jab was fine. Let me just go ahead and hop on the plane and just move around there. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about people like me, if you know what I mean. But it definitely has me interested to go and visit Grenada because everybody looked good. Everybody did. And, as they're talking to the guy of tourism, they're talking about jab and how essentially it's put in place for them to reclaim like a lot of the negative stereotypes that came with that situation. And I love that. Let me tell you something about being black, baby. That is something that we're going to do. We're going to reclaim whatever it is, and we're going to celebrate it. And that's the thing that I love being black. I just do. I love being black. I love it. I love whatever fiber in my being. I love being black. So, that touches my heart just seeing them do all of that stuff. It was great. So, the man is getting ready to leave, and, Phaedra give him an extra long hug. And Kelly was like, not too much. Kelly, let them hug him. Now, Kelly, who Phaedra fine. You ain't got to worry about Phaedra. Porsha, that one you need to worry about. Because you see Porsha said, let me record him. Porsha probably had some device on her phone to see how much that man network was. You need to be careful, Kelly. Porsha got that man. Porsha said, I ain't going to interact with him on camera because we know we see each other, girl. Porsha said, I ain't going to do it on camera. I'm going to get the Instagram. I'm going to slide in them DMs. I'm going to see what's going on. I see you, Porsha, and I ain't mad at you, girl. You get it while the getting is good. That's right. So Kelly goes and have a conversation with her attorney about her divorce, and y'all, that man is just taking her through it. And we don't talk about that. We can keep on going, but the thing I really enjoyed about this episode was seeing Porsha surprise Shamia with the hat and the bathing suit and just letting her take a photo just to help her feel good. It was really, really nice for her just to extend that olive branch. And we've seen Porsha give her like outfits throughout this trip as well. But that was really, really nice to see Porsha do that and really show up for her friend. I love seeing that. That's what friendship is about. And I hope that y'all could get back here. Now, we see Kelly on the phone with her lawyers. Boom, we're going to skip past that. Now, outside, the ladies are having a conversation with Britt. Now, they're having a conversation with her about, how she's feeling. Girl, you good from the previous night. You had a conversation with the ladies. And she says that she's good, that Kelly kind of took some of the information back that Shamia said. And I feel like they're good. Like, I feel like they're good for now, if that makes sense. Like, they're good for now. But I feel like it's one of those, like, we rocky. The pavement wasn't real smooth, but we just put something over the top of it just to make it look pretty. But we gonna see, because I can definitely feel like there's still some tension there between all of those ladies. So we see the ladies getting ready to go to Jab Jab, and it looks like a good time. I would love to go and experience that. I would love to go and celebrate that. It looks really, really, really dope. Phaedra was talking about she got pregnant, baby, by the man down there at Jab Jab. She said she probably got Cynthia pregnant too. I know that's right. Phaedra had her a good time. Phaedra got that Southern Belle, but she know how to just have a good time and cut up. That's why I connect with her, right? We from the South. We gonna be classy when we need to. But when it's time to cut up, we gonna cut up. And that's what I love about Phaedra. That's the one thing I will say I love about her. So the next day, they're rehashing everything. They're talking about Jab Jab. And Britt is talking about how she had to help Phaedra take a shower. Once again, y'all be dipping into the lady pond. And it's all right, child. Have y'all a good time. Share the wealth. Have a good time. Be fruitful and multiply all of that good stuff with each other. I love to see it. And then we get to the end. Kelly's talking about, her breaking her crystal when she was on the phone with her ex, and that's just kind of a sign of just kind of being at the end, being done, and just letting things go and releasing it. And that's pretty much where we end, right? All the ladies kind of rally behind her when she throws the crystal in the water, and that's where the episode ends. We get some clips for the next week's episode, and I'm really excited about those because I think we're going to get some more dynamics of the friend group. And we're going to see some more tea being spilled. But overall, this episode was okay. It was a pretty good episode. Jab Jab was a dope celebration. That's, I feel like, my favorite part of this episode. I really, really love that. And I love seeing the ladies just come together and just have a good time. Like, it was just a cool, chill episode. So I really enjoyed it. I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed the episode overall. But with that being said, that is it. Please come back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with the family member, share with a friend. I'm thinking about doing reviews for the Real Housewives of Miami. I've never really seen it, but I'm kind of thinking about doing some recaps with that. Let me know what y'all think. But with that being said, thank y'all so much. I'll see you next time.